Have you ever struggled with trying to get from Cimarron to I-25 with its detours and wondered just what is going on? On today's top story, we will go to the Highway 58 construction site for an exclusive update.
Some like it and some don't. The Cimarron School District has turned to a blackboard of a special kind to continue instructional time during snow days.
Those stories and more on today's edition of CHS News.
You're watching CHS News, broadcasting from beautiful Cimarron, New Mexico. News with anchorman Cody Pittman, along with CHS News co-anchor Maria Gallegos. This is your news station. This is CHS News Now.
Hello everyone, I'm Cody Pittman.
And I'm Maria Gallegos. Welcome to today's edition of CHS News.
On today's top story, the hardest part is done. Since early November, tourists and locals have traveled an additional 20 to 35 minutes to get from Cimarron to I-25. The reason? A construction project to prevent dangerous water flow over a low section of road on Highway 58. We have reporter Tracy Gonzalez live at the construction site with the latest report. Tracy?
I'm here on a closed Highway 58, one of the main two arteries between the mountain communities of our area and Interstate 25. CHS News is here to inform you about this project and the impact it has on the surrounding towns.
We're raising the road about 5 feet, so the bridge itself is going to come out. There won't be a bridge in place anymore. We've put a series of pipe structures here that will replace the bridge.
A total of 56 4-foot culverts are being installed. Footings for the culverts have to be prefabricated off-site. The ground area has to be blocked off and then drained along with special fabric, geogrid, and base course built up to create a substructure for the new roadway.
I guess I could push rock down in this mud forever. There comes a point where you just got to stop.
A large project like this requires many different resources.
Well, at any given time, we have 15 to 20 or so employees working out here. We've got excavators, loaders, backhoes, trucks hauling in materials. So there's a lot of activity in a small area.
That activity is more than just road construction. One of the major delays has been environmental issues.
We've got a subcontractor, Stormco, that comes out and does inspections for our environmental commitments. We need to make sure we're environmentally friendly out here.
This particular roadway is located right on one of the most prestigious and largest wetlands in the state of New Mexico. The project was delayed 30 days because environmental paperwork did not get cleared due to a response of an endangered flycatcher that was not actually seen, and a leopard frog that was seen. If vast amounts of these animals appeared, a survey would have to be done to make sure the contractors were not impacting their habitats. Because the contractors disturb 1 acre of wetland, they have to replace 8 acres of wetland.
The original project was set up for about $2.5 million. So with all these batteries of pipes now, we should not ever have a problem with water coming over the road again.
Reporting from Highway 58 Bridge Reconstruction Project, I'm Tracy Gonzalez, CHS News.
Without any further delays, the construction project is scheduled to be completed by May 30th.
The Cimarron Wind Ensemble took its first step last week towards another state trophy by qualifying at the district competition held in Los Alamos. At the competition, each band performs 3 prepared pieces, and then they move on to a separate room for sight reading to perform a piece that they have never seen before. On a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being the highest and 5 being the lowest, Cimarron received all 1s and the highest score of any band in the competition that day.
I felt like the band was very well prepared. Actually, I think that we were more prepared for this district festival than we have been in other years. We put in a lot of extra time ahead that put us in that position. So I feel like we were as ready as we could be at this point in the season. Looking forward to state. We only have 4 more combined rehearsals. So what we have to do is take all the critique that we got from all of our judges, put that down, and then just dissect it and go 1 point at a time and try to fix those things and just take it up to the next level for state.
For rural schools in northern New Mexico, winter can wreak havoc on a school calendar and instructional time. The Cimarron School District, which encompasses the mountain communities of Cimarron, Eagle Nest, U Park, and Angel Fire, is taking a proactive approach and developing a whole new meaning to the word snow day. Reporter Jacob Hovey has the story.
I'm here in the hallway of Cimarron High School, where behind any of these doors you'll see students hard at work at English, mathematics, and science. Now, what about snow days? Students stay home due to weather conditions for a day that must be made up at the end of the year. Well, this year, that day does not need made up, thanks to a new program called Blackboard. Blackboard is an internet-based program with which students can access their assignments while at and away from school. Teachers post the assignments in the class link, and then students log in and are able to access their assignments. We asked teachers how they felt about Blackboard and about using it on snow days.
I think it's fantastic. We still have to be here as teachers, and we still have to be communicating with students, putting work in, getting stuff graded, making sure that they're able to access everything.
I think Blackboard can be an efficient tool if everybody knows how to use it and is trained to use it correctly.
The Blackboard classroom, to me, is not a substitute for everyday learning. I think it's a great tool for when we have those days when we have to stay at home for the safety of our kids, and it's a great tool that they can use to keep up with work, practice, what we've been doing in the classroom.
Blackboard is great. I'm learning a few things, and I think that, you know, I can't really expect an 8-hour day, but it is effective to be able to get the work done and get the students logged on and doing their work.
I think it can be efficient if it's utilized right, and also if all the kids have access to it. The more training the kids have and the more training the students have, the more training the teachers have, you know, the better it is.
As a parent, I love it because my kids don't have to come in and make up those days. They're still getting their work done. They don't really lose a day of curriculum. To get our kids ready also for what comes next. Once you're at college, you know, they don't just stop working because kids are not in school.
Some of the teachers really thought that Blackboard was a great idea. It just needs a bit of work. Now, how do the students feel about Blackboard?
I think it's really good. I think the only problem with it is if you have a question, you can't ask your teacher directly.
Then snow day makeup is just much more of a hassle for the teachers and students. But with Blackboard, you can just kind of go on your computer instead of actually having to get the assignments.
I don't really like Blackboard at all. I rather just at the end of the month just have another day so I can be with my friends and do my work.
I think it's really neat because I don't like to go to school on Fridays because I like skiing and hanging out with my family and friends.
I don't think it's efficient at all, personally. It's hard because a lot of my classes are harder, so I like the one-on-one work. But as far as being able to know what you have due, it's really efficient that way, but to ask questions, it's not.
With a few exceptions, students really do seem to like using Blackboard, though everyone agrees that it is still a work in progress. Reporting from Cimarron High School, I'm Jacob Hovey, CHS News.
I'm really interested to see what becomes of Blackboard. It's really changing the school.
Definitely. It could really be used as a good thing, but people really need to know how to work it.
Most definitely. On our next story, the village of Cimarron has some big plans to increase recreation opportunities for youth in the area. We have reporter Cullen Gasparlin live on location to give details. Cullen?
I'm here on city property, just west of the baseball field, where it might not look like much right now, but in just a few months, some of this could change quite a bit. Get used to hearing these words: Cimarron Sportsplex. With $40,000 from the New Mexico Youth Conservation Corps this year, the village of Cimarron plans to take this empty, neglected area where the city has dumped their construction scraps over the years and turn it into a recreational area for the community. In just 11 weeks, the city would like to improve this area with a sand volleyball pit, barbecue grills, and 2 pavilions, with the playground, horseshoe pits, and putty green already in place.
The Sportsplex is a project that's going to take probably 4 to 5 years to complete. Next year we are going to go for funding to work more on the Sportsplex area by building a soccer field and the non-motorized BMX track.
Now, this may not happen all at once, but to the youth of Cimarron, this is something to look forward to. Reporting from the future recreation area, I'm Cullen Gasparlin, CHS News.
Thank you, Cullen. Next, the city isn't the only one with big plans. The senior class and their sponsors at Cimarron High School came up with a campus beautification project of their own, the Alumni Garden and Walk of Support. Reporter Julia Sheffley filed this report.
The Alumni Garden is a campus beautification project that senior sponsor Loretta Julia came up with to celebrate those associated with CHS and raise money for programs at the same time.
It's just a kind of a way to say thank you and yet at the same time raise money for our athletic teams now that we're having a hard time with things like money for transportation and food and places to stay. So it would be a good fundraiser and at the same time give some prestige and honor to our alumni. The cost is $35 for a brick, and that would include 3 lines with 18 letters on each of those lines. And then they can also get a figure of the Cimarron Ram that would be on there, and it's for an additional cost. So initially it would be $35 for the brick with the print on there of the 3 lines. And then if you wanted the Ram logo included, that would be an extra $6.
Any additional money they make, they're going to donate it to athletics. And athletics always needs additional money or support for the programs that we have here at the high school.
The brick sales deadline has ended for this year. Future sales will begin next September with a limited sales period to allow for 1 installation per year. Contact CHS for more information.
In sports action, both ramp basketball seasons are over and looking to the future. The 2-23 men's squad, an extremely young team with only 1 senior and 2 8th graders on the varsity roster, lost the first round of the district tournament. Here's what sophomore guard Derek Casillas had to say about the season.
I think we're going to be better. We have more numbers, more kids than last year. We're still going to be young and experienced, so I think if we step up and play how we can, we'll be all right.
The Lady Rams finished 2nd in the district and were ranked 10th going into the first round of the state tournament action. The Lady Rams lost a 1-point heartbreaker to the Dora Lady Coyotes, ending their state run. With a senior-heavy roster, we talked to some of the Lady Rams about the future.
I think they'll be okay. Most of the girls haven't ever played before, but it'll be a rebuilding year next year. And the more they practice, the more they'll get better.
I'm pretty excited about it. I mean, with the group of girls signed up, I know we'll have a lot of fun, if anything. I mean, I honestly don't see us going to state, but I know for sure we'll make a lot of memories, and it'll be fun.
That concludes another edition of CHS News. I'm Maria Gallegos.
And I'm Cody Pittman. We look forward to seeing you again on our next edition. Until then, have a great week.